Alright guys, the Supreme Kami here. So it's been a minute since I did some of the review for the Arena Exchangeable unit. So this time around we are going to be taking a look at Gundam Drei here. So in terms of this overall unit, we only have 6 parts to be looking at, and then within this 6-part sub, we do have 2 part with EXQ and then 4 part with portrait. So let's take a look at the overall unit itself first, and then we can take a look at it. How is it object alteration? And then kind of keep in mind, this one is rather an old alteration, so I mean, like, I'm not gonna expect everything to be really top notch in a sense. EXQ wise, I think they are definitely gonna be timeless. They're not anything that's gonna be really phasing out in any way, but this is how the unit overall looks like, so not that bad at all. So I think currently we're still missing the other 2 iteration of the drone unit. So I don't know, like, when we ever get them, but we're still hoping, hoping we will get them someday. Yeah, so I do have the torso maxed out, so that seems to be good. I think I don't know, can't remember at this exact moment, but I think could be good. Arm skill wise, it's not too shabby. I would definitely give it that. But let's take a look and see where is the throne drive is at. Yeah, like I said again, it is one of the more, you can say, older alterations. So let's start things with the head part. So stat wise is, yeah, it's not gonna be that good, it's something to just gonna bear with it just because of how old they have been. 6k on the head part is not too shabby, I guess, if you want to call that. Support type and then Gundam type are gonna be your vortex. So support type is gonna be very relevant within this overall unit. So just because of how it performed in the actual anime, so kind of, they want to go for like a 1-to-1 ratio of how it is represented in a sense. So in terms of the overall portrait, yeah, no, yeah, oof, this one is quite awful already. So in terms of this one specifically, just trying to get one copy for the collection purposes, and that should be sufficient enough. Alright, so moving over to the torso, let's see what we have. So style wise is not impressive. So what about the portrait? Okay, the only reason why I maxed out myself originally is because of the fact that we do have a EXQ or enemy EXQ power reduced by 30%. So this is probably the more catching portrait for me personally, because I did want to at that point, or at some point in my time, I do want something of like let's say defensive type in a way, and this one happened to came along with, okay, that's pretty good. So I think it was probably one of the reruns. I just managed to snatch up like a good 13 copies of this one, fit them all together, and then make this one a fully level 10 portrait. So that's why I'll definitely say, if you guys are trying to go for like a free to play, or like just like a free to play friendly like enemy reduction type build, this one is definitely fits into that budget. This one is only going to be for speed attribute, so you do have to kind of do a little bit of a finicky to see if you can fit it into your S build, whatever you got to do. But otherwise, this one I would definitely say is not a bad pickup for sure. So yeah, that's why I maxed it up back in the day, because I just needed something so to continuously reduce my enemy, like when they use the XQ, cut that by 30%, and then we were good. Alright, so in terms of the arm here, let's see what we have. So arm wise, even though this one is a very intriguing XQ, I think the only factor that kind of, in my opinion, that kind of drawbacks a little bit is the fact that this one is an arm plus an integrated shield. So in terms of my shield, I can't really throw in another EXQ as freely as I could happen. So that is probably like the only down factor, I want to call it. But otherwise, I think this EXQ does not give you the greatest, let's say, power. For example, it's pretty clear here. But in terms of like the explosive damage, like to the vicinity of your enemy, it's quite good. So that's why they want to give that as a it's good. I'll definitely give this one a passing grade if I want to say that. Range wise is not going to be impressive, but in terms of, like I said again, once again, the explosive damage like towards like a surrounding group enemy is definitely quite good. So what about the leg? Let's see what we have. Leg wise is not too shabby as a, if you guys do want to do like a mini EXQ cooldown reduce type of situation. let's say you're new, you need something of that caliber, right? This one definitely gives you that. It's not going to be that full 20%, which is definitely something you want to aim towards, because if you have 5 parts of 20% or more, that is how you instantly get that 100% cooldown. So this one is nearly there. So if you guys would like something of this caliber while you're farming up, or cooking up some of your let's say premium portrait, let's say goes up to 23%, that works as well. So this one I'll definitely give it as like a good supplementary, or let's say in that intermediate level where you want something, you just want some cooldown per se. But I'll definitely have to add on top of that, if you guys are planning to do like a 100% cooldown or just any of that nature, I would definitely have to say it's either you go 0 or none, because if you say you only have like, I don't know, like 50% or even 40%, for example, it's just not going to be as effective. And then you guys may be wondering like, I want to instantly use some EX skill, that's what I really want to do. Then I would definitely have to say try again later, until you can find, because in terms of these welfare, they do have a pretty good job of giving you guys that free to play friendly 20%. So just wait until they give you that really good part, then that's going to be a very good time to work on that. But other than that, standard part is definitely still a very good addition for that, just because standard part is still, I would definitely have to say, just so much more easier to max out compared to, let's say, your Sokai 2 parts. So but other than that, 15% I think is still a very solid number indeed. Alright, so looking over at the backpack, we have a buffer type EX skill. So let's see what this one has. So we have a GN stealth field here. So 37 seconds effective time, 60 seconds cooldown, and what is it actually providing? Oh, so this one is purely to your allies, huh? So when they say ally only your allies getting it. So in terms of yourself, you're not benefiting from that. So melee and shot defense up by 90%, and then beam resistance up by 49%, and then physical resistance up by 29% as well. So this one is not bad. This one is like a pseudo double riser back part type, kind of mechanics here. I don't want to quickly check that. So this one pretty much covers everything except for health recovery that we are not getting. In terms of for the double O riser, I do want to quickly take a look. Double O riser back part. Oh, I picked the wrong series. My bad. This one. In terms of the double O riser, I believe this one is actually this one does speed, health recovery, defense. So yeah, this one is like a mini version of that. But in terms of the one that GN stealth view, I think that one is a little bit better, because that one is not an actual awakening, unlike this one is like purely awakening. So as for that one, you can still chain it to some other defensive type buff. So technically, if you do want to go for like a full on let's say defense, I don't know how effective that can be for example, or like can you even block, or can you even, let's say, sustain like a custom EX skill. I think that is definitely something I do want to test. Probably not in this video. I might probably come back around with something else, or maybe I can. Let me actually do include that, because I do want to see. It's not, I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up right now, only with that right there, just that one EX skill is not gonna be enough. So what I'm gonna have to doing, I will actually apply another debuffing, or maybe like a buffing on myself. Maybe I think I can actually use, let's say, the narrative B pack or the C pack towards awakening. I think that one is actually not that bad. So yeah, I guess that would be a very good example. So as for that testing itself, what I'll be doing, I'm gonna be tanking I'm not gonna activate anything. I'm just gonna eat a straight up custom EXQ. You're gonna see what kind of damage we're getting, and then I'm gonna apply those two EXQ and then see how much more we can block. So going back over, so this one could be a sneaky good option. Now mentioning that, so this one could, oh, but wait, this one is only to your ally. Yeah, so scratch all that, because I was thinking I can do this for myself, but I don't. Yeah, that's a problem, because this one is to yourself. That would be good, but since this one is only to your allies, yeah, it's not gonna be that effective. Never mind. So completely scratch that. We cannot do that. It's pretty much a no-go. Yeah. So unless I do want to put myself in that situation where we see it's gonna be a custom mission, like that creative mission where I can clearly see what's going on. But yeah, other than that, it's not, yeah, it's not gonna be that good. So yeah, never mind. Let me scratch that off the list. Okay, never mind. But as for the beam saber, let's see what we have. So beam saber is gonna be another no go again. So in terms of the overall Gundam throwing Drei here, I would definitely have to say torso, army X skill, and then maybe the back part I think is pretty solid. But other than that, those are pretty much gonna be the three parts that I would specifically say go farming up. But yeah, other than that, that is gonna be pretty much it in terms of the alteration aspect of it. So as for the next segment, I do want to go ahead and try out the Army XE once again and then see how it performs in a good multi-mission match. Okay, so before I forget, you guys can actually get the Pilot Nana Trinity as well. So I keep forgetting these over here, but this one is going to be working specifically for your supporter job license over here. So if you do want to format that job grade per se, this one is definitely going to be a good pilot to support your level 10 and then securing yourself 10 additional points. Alright, so we are in. So if I activate this over here, I'm not going to be getting any of those buffs. So you guys can see that down below my status bar, I didn't get anything. So yeah. So this EX skill is not really going to be good for yourself. It's pretty much meant for like, you know, the supporting role that it's meant to be. So in terms of output, is not that bad. Range wise is, yeah, not going to be that good. But it does have some pretty neat tracking in my opinion. So that's pretty good. Okay. As far as, let's say, crowd control, I think this one definitely does the job. So if you have like a bunch of enemy around you, you're definitely getting everyone within that vicinity. So that is definitely something to note. Let me target this overall group right here, like this one here. Okay, didn't really get the front goth right there, unfortunately, but it's not that bad. But I would definitely have to say, as for like another side note, is the fact that every rotation of that EX skill or the the magazine, it is quite slow. If this one was any faster, this one would definitely be a great EX skill. But yeah, range wise is not too shabby. I do wish that would be better. Okay. But obviously, if you do activate your limit break, it is going to be a little bit longer, just because this one is a beam. So let's see. Oh yeah, range wise is pretty much just going to be double at this point. So yeah, get your limit break activated, and then you will be able to get enemy that's gonna be far away with this EX here. So alright, and that's it. So up next, I am still gonna be trying out what is the damage output prior to alteration, and then after alteration, which this is already alterated, so you guys can get a good example like how is it. As far as the back part EX skill, I think I can actually make a situation where it works. So that is definitely something that I'll be putting towards the end of the video. So we got a setup going on right here. So I do obviously have an enemy over here. So this is purely just going to be my shooting based build. Does have one custom EX skill. So we're going to see how much we are going to be taking from this. I would still think, even with all those, like, you know, additional defensive, additional resistance, I don't think it's not going to be possible to tank it just because of how much power is against, let's say, defense and stuff. As far as what I'll be bringing along, I have a skeleton. Yeah, that is definitely something I cannot take away. As far as, let's say, the actual main unit, this one I have roughly about 217% buff EX skill effects. So what that actually translates is that once we activate the GN stealth field here, that is literally that 200% is going to be added on top of here. So instead of only raising my allied defense defensive by 10%, it's going to be 227%. So that is going to be the same for the resistance as well. So I don't know, it's still, to me, still a very iffy kind of thing. As far as like the other unit that I'll be having on the field, it's gonna be this one. So what I want to do in terms of the second testing, so once I activate the GN stealth field on the ally side of it, gonna hop back into this build and then just proctor the GN, what is it, I think it's just the GN, not the GN field, right? Let me check the official name of that. I keep forgetting what is it called. Oh no, this thing, maybe like a Transam something. I don't know. I'm just gonna check it real quick for you guys so I don't say something wrong. Let's see, what is it called? The riser or the riser burst. Transam, the Transam burst. There you go. There you go. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what is the name? That's that. So that one's pretty much the same property. And then in terms of this build itself, I do have roughly about over just barely over 100% buff. So I'm gonna hop in now. As far as how I want to do this, I will have to switch back into this build first. This because this one is infighter, and that infighter does have a good tendency of just rushing towards the enemy. And yeah, so I'm just gonna see how this goes. Alright, so gonna swap over to the double riser real quick, and then gonna see if we can take a cutscene. Okay. Alright, I don't know who we shot down. Oh, that's the other. Okay. Let's see how much we can take from this. This is we are doing type advantage over here. So in terms of the enemy, they have type advantage over me. And what's the final hit? Wow, that's like a, is that like a 12 point something damage? That's a lot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the custom mission may have things overflated. I don't think so. Because I pretty much said everything to just flat out at 100%. So I don't think we have any discrepancy, maybe. Alright, so as far as the map for this one, I did actually went for something else because I just need that distance between the enemy over here. So I'm gonna activate this. Okay, that's perfect timing. That's good. Nice. So we activate everything at the same timing, and then can swap. Okay, are we taking it? Nice, 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 nice. That's what we wanted. So all I really care is like the last digit. So if it's anything less, okay, that actually worked because we were taking maybe 12.6 million, and then at the end of the day we were taking 8 million. So that works. We double stack, so roughly I gain, I want to say over 300% more defensive, and then roughly about 300% more in terms of my resistance. So that actually works. So not bad. So if you do double stack like that, in a sense it works, but in terms of practicality is a zero. You should never do that because it's just not reliable. And yeah, this is definitely more or less for like the testing purposes. This is not meant to be used in like a regular basis. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of trying out the Gundam Drai's EX skill, and that's just the review for the